Day 2 of the NFL annual league meeting here in Palm Beach, Florida. I'm Phil Milani alongside Aric, DiLalla. Aric, today we heard from Broncos president and CEO Joe Ellis, talked about a lot of different things involving the Broncos ownership situation. What were your takeaways from what you heard from Joe?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing from an ownership standpoint, Phil, is that the team still feels on track to have this settled, to have a new owner in place by the start of the regular season. Obviously, that's early mid-September when that rolls around, so Joe Ellis said a lot of interested parties. He can't name any of them due to confidentiality reasons, but a lot of interest in the Broncos. He's heard from some other owners, Phil, who want to make sure the Broncos find somebody who is invested, who's going to spend their time around this team, who's present. And I know that matters to Broncos fans who want to make sure that this person understands what the Broncos mean to the region. And so it sounds like it's a priority to find somebody like that and could know who that person is before the regular season.
Yeah, and he also said that maybe there's some interest from other owners about maybe a minority candidate coming in and taking ownership of the Broncos. But look, the Broncos are like a flagship organization here in the NFL, and you see owners walking around here. I think they're eager to find out who's going to be the next member of this club.
Exactly.
We also heard from Joe Ellis talking about the fire that was at Empower Field at Mile High last week. Said it was a little bit more than he had anticipated.
Yeah, after going out and examining the damage, talking to a little bit more with the people involved, sounds like more than 200 seats were impacted, 12 seats. It's essentially 2.5 sections there that were impacted by this fire. He didn't go into the cause, but said it was accidental. And he does have some concerns that these seats may not be ready in time for the regular season. Said it will be a real challenge to fix that. Broncos are hoping, of course, that they can get that figured out, but apparently some steel that was underneath the seats buckled due to the heat, and with all the supply chain issues, Phil, that supply chain.
The supply chain will get you. Yeah.
Could be a little bit of an issue to get that set by September.
And it's sort of a custom deal with how the bowl fits for the Broncos. It would be custom steel that they need, and that could be an issue come week 1 for the Broncos. And as we know, with Russell Wilson in town, that thing's going to be packed and rocking and rolling, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can get that fixed.
Yeah, and not the only kind of deal there with the stadium. Joe Ellis also said the biggest issue facing the next owner will be deciding what's the long-term plan for Empower Field at Mile High. Do you do renovations? Is it time to build a new stadium? How do you go about that? So it'll be interesting to see. He said that decision could come up really early in the owner's tenure.
Yeah, that's definitely something you would want to know if you were going to spend, I don't know, $4 billion on something. Hey, what's the idea here? And then the last topic that was noteworthy from hearing from Joe Ellis was talking about international games. Seems like there's a lot of interest from the Broncos. Of course, they were set to play the Atlanta Falcons over in England a couple years ago. That got canceled due to the pandemic.
Yeah, that's right. And the Broncos kind of have a two-pronged approach here because they have a marketing agreement in Mexico. They're currently on a tour down there. Joe Ellis said he hopes sooner rather than later the Broncos play a game down in Mexico City, kind of advance that marketing agreement there. But in the short term, he said he's been pushing to play in London this year, Phil. The Jaguars host a game over there. The Broncos are slated to play the Jaguars on the road, so that could be an option. He doesn't know yet if that'll happen, but he said Russell Wilson, George Payton, Nathaniel Hackett, they're all really up for this, and sounds like he's been trying to make this happen.
Go down and get a couple pints, huh?
Exactly. That'd be nice.
That would be nice. Earlier in the day, we heard from Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett at the AFC Coaches Breakfast. He sat down with media for about 30 minutes. What were your takeaways from spending some time with Coach?
Yeah, an early morning for us here, Phil, in Palm Beach. But Nathaniel Hackett, I think the things that stood out to me, Javonte Williams, he talked about him he wants to get him on the field as much as possible because he's such a good player, but you still got to split the carries, keep him fresh. And then as far as the AFC West goes, we know how tough of a division that's going to be, Phil. He said he actually views that as a benefit because you play all these tough teams, you get tested, you get to the playoffs, and then I guess comparably it seems a little bit easier. And he pointed to the Rams last year. Obviously the NFC West was very good. They get to the playoffs, they're battle tested. They made a little run. But as Hackett said, Broncos haven't done anything yet. You're not just named a contender, you got to prove it, and so the focus is on winning each day.
Yeah, the expectations have changed, though, I would say, for Denver, and this AFC West is a little ridiculous.
Oh, my goodness. They could put every game in prime time.
Yeah, we saw some of the Chiefs walking around here with some new equipment, and we were like, we need new equipment. You know, it's even come down to digital media.
The arms race doesn't stop.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe some new quarter zips, Aric. I don't know. It's just
some more hair product. I could use it with this wind, Phil.
Yeah, but we're not complaining. The weather's pretty nice. All right. One more day here of meetings in Palm Beach at the Breakers Resort down here in Florida. It's been beautiful, and I think everybody's enjoying this meeting so far. So that's going to do it for us. For Aric, DiLalla, I'm Phil Milani.